I'm telling about Jesse. Jesse was born on April 30th in 73. And he was our first child, so when he was growing up, he just wanted to do everything. He was a lovable little guy, and he always wanted to hug. He had, I think, 12 cousins that were close to his age there too. So he loved to get together with them. He just always wanted to be with other people. And when his sister was born a couple years later, those two are best buddies. They just did everything together. He wanted to be outside all the time. In fact, he would give him a hatchet, and he was out there in our backyard and chopped down all my maple trees, yeah, little ones. But
and I'll tell you, he's been the highlight of our life there. No matter what you're doing, he was always inquisitive. He wanted to learn, no matter what you were doing. And he'd see you working on something, he wanted to help. So finally, rather than tell him no, you got him his own lawnmower, turned him loose, and he could destroy it. He'd completely tear it apart. He'd never get it back together, but it'd come apart. And what he couldn't get off with a wrench, then the hammer would do. But he enjoyed that a lot. He was, wherever you were doing something, he was right there. He wanted to learn, so pretty much let him try everything he wanted to try, you know. He'd ride the three-wheeler all over the place, and we'd let him go on his own, and he knew for every action there's a reaction, and he learned that in a hurry. And sometimes it wasn't always the best, but he picked up from it.
I am Jesse's little sister, and I'm just going to start talking about what makes Jesse the best person I know. I grew up thinking that Jesse was my hero, and 31 years later, he is still one of the best people I know and is still my hero. He is the first person I go to with all my good news. He is who I go and talk to when I am nervous, when I have bad days. He has always been my cheerleader. That is what makes Jesse so special, is that he just has a way of really like picking up on how what you need to hear from somebody else. And he always wants to keep building upon his bond with you. Whether that's a secret handshake, whether that's just a little saying, whether that's a goofy little dance, whether that's a little joke that he always tells you. I know he's just been my biggest cheerleader my whole life. We played Barbies when I was younger, and he's a boy, he doesn't want to be playing Barbies, but he would spend hours on that ground playing Barbies with me because he knew it made me giggle. And as I started to outgrow Barbies and playing with Barbies, he wanted to make sure that he always referred back to that time in our life, because he knew it was special and it was important to him and to me.
I have known Jesse Miller since 2006 when I first met him when I was a job coach. Jesse is one of those incredible people that I think when you meet him, you're just drawn to him as a person, and he can kind of create a situation where people really, really just want to be around him. One of the things that when I started here 18 years ago, one of the stories that we always told was that Jesse was the reason that Trillium Works existed. That when his parents were touring the home to move him down from Hibbing, and they were touring, opportunities for him in the community, they went out and they were looking at the facility-based programs that were here. And when they did that, they came back and they talked to Wendy and Jim, and they said, this really isn't the right thing for our son. We really would like him, and he would really like to work in the community. And so given that information, Wendy said, well, why don't we give that a chance? Let's try to help Jesse get a job in the community. And so Trillium Works was born first to support Jesse, because that was something that his parents expressed that they would like for him, and also because Jesse wanted to be a part of his community. He wanted to work at a job that was out there doing the things that he wanted to do. And so Trillium Works was created just to support Jesse, and then it has snowballed after that to support hundreds of other people that want to work in their community.
And the smile on his face is very contagious. So Jesse's just one of them guys that is the reason, you know, you want to come to work, and the stories that he has and the growth of just himself, of where he's at now is awesome. I don't know, just it's hard to put all in just a little bit of words, but I've seen him at many different places, and where he's at now, I think he's most excited and involved, especially being involved with the Hermantown community and the Duluth community with being at the aquarium. But his team with the Hawks is something that he has wanted to do, and now he's doing it, and he's a part of that team. So just that piece puts a smile on my face too. So
I'm not surprised that he's doing well as an adult because of his attitude. He's got that good heart, and he wants to please. And what a wonderful world it'd be if there were more Jessies. But I also want to a little shout out or applaud Hugh and Bonnie too, because big reason Jesse has become the nice young man he is the way they brought him up. And nothing but good memories and praise that I would have for Jess, and so happy that he's doing well. He was a class act, and I really enjoyed him.
I've had the pleasure to know Jesse for about 5 years now, when he started working with us as a janitor. And I tell you, when he first came on board, when I met him for the first time, I told everybody, I says, you know, Jesse is a force. This guy is just really exciting, and he just loves life. And I personally was immediately drawn to him as a person, and he lights up a room whenever he walks in. In fact, every time I see him, I always am really happy, puts a smile on my face. Every time he comes in, we always have some good conversation about his beloved Hawks. You know, I've learned a lot about the Hermantown Hawks over my period of time working with them, because I didn't know too much about them before. Sorry, Hermantown. And then also, he and I are both fervent Vikings fans, so I get a chance to talk to him about that. But I think what's really fun too is that he and I are close to the same age, so we talk about what it's like to be 50, and just in our daily conversations, we have a great time. What he means to the aquarium is excellent. We are an organization that has a lot of people that come through the building, and it needs a lot of upkeep. And Jesse has a great job of helping to make sure that the building is clean. He kind of works around as people are going through. He cleans up the windows, but he helps out huge. It's just a big help for us when he comes in here. So there's a couple of things that he brings to the table. One is just helping us out for what we need, but then also just bringing his great personality into the room. And I tell you what, if you want to take the guy on bowling, I don't recommend it. He's an amazing bowler.
He walks in, Jesse's here, Miller's here. Miller, here's what you're gonna do today. Okay. And he's witty. That's the funniest part about him, is he just makes me laugh. He'll come in and give me hugs. He gives the Hawks high fives, the Mirage players high fives. He's always talking about what can he take home, because he just loves the boys, his team. You're the best.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have you.
Jesse, what makes him special? He's just awesome. I mean, everyone loves him. He gets along with anyone. He can see someone and just start talking to them, and instantly they have a connection. Jesse is just one of those guys that everyone wants to be around. I mean, who wouldn't want to be around someone so smiley and happy all the time? So, I don't know. That's what makes my brother him.
Some of the things that I think we knew all along was that Jesse was a really, really good employee. The thing that he has and possesses is an exceptional work ethic that I think it was instilled in him when he was a young kid. growing up in Hibbing with his parents. His parents never treated him like he was a kid with a disability. They treated him just like every kid and had expectations for him that he should do chores, he should be a part of, he should do all the things that a regular kid should do.
It really enriches my life as the director here to have somebody like Jesse that works here, because he just brings a lot. It's like he's like sunshine coming into the room, and it's just one of my favorite things to do is to see him come in and get a chance to talk to him in the morning.
Seeing his work ethic and how hard he works and wants to do it, like he wants to do such a good job that it makes our job easy, which it's not really even a job at that point, but it makes us want to do and work harder and make sure that he's in a good place. And just, I don't know, he's just inspiring with how excited he is to go to work.
Jesse's been a great influence on me. When we're here, he's one of the people that actually even helps me stay focused. Like, if I get a little distracted around here, like he's always ready to lock in, get things done. He likes to do things right and do things thorough. And I feel like some of that's rubbed off on me and has helped me become even a better worker myself.
And his work ethic is just second to none. Like, this man he knows what needs to get done. If we're gonna go fishing, he is the first one to the boat shed to grab everybody's fishing poles, and he is the first one on that boat and just ready to rock and roll. And he's always proud of everything he does. Like, every single day he has something to report back from his work day, and whether it's about his boss and how he interacted, and especially now with all the walkie-talkie training, he is so insanely proud of his walkie-talkie training and how he is being held to high responsibility at his job, which is just wonderful.
But he always wanted to be independent and do his own thing, and I don't think that's changed much. He's learning every day, but it seems like he's more fulfilled. He's found work that he really enjoys, and he talks about the fellow workers that he sees there, and that means so much to him. And I know we hear a lot about the coach at Hermantown. He spends a few minutes and talks with him, and it's just amazing. And the same with at the aquarium, the manager of the place, if he sees him out and about, he talks with him, and it's nice. He's one of the guys, and he enjoys that a lot. And, I think it's a good fit where he's grown into down there in Duluth there.
I think though, when we were helping him with other jobs that he's had in the past, we always knew that there was something lacking. There was jobs where he was doing a good job and he developed really strong relationships with the people that work there, but it wasn't quite enough. There wasn't quite enough people that work there. There wasn't quite enough, community feel. There wasn't quite enough team atmosphere. And I think the things that we always went back to is we had a knowledge that he was very, very passionate about sports. We all knew that. Every day that we would work with Jesse, we knew how passionate he was about whatever sport team was in season, whether that's, the professional sports teams here in Minnesota, or whether it was, the UMD Bulldogs or, his high school teams. We always knew that those were things that would be extremely important to him. And we knew if we were able to connect him to a sports team that he would feel better about his situation where he was working, it would be more successful. And so we always kept that in the back of our heads that if we can do that, that would be where he would fit in the best.
Jesse's had some awesome job coaches. I mean, they become more of a friend to him. He respects them, so
Yes.
it isn't, but he really has. The one I think of right now is Connor. He is just, Jesse
He's
and him,
amazing.
Jesse will call every day and tell how good time they had, and he just really enjoys them, and maybe he'll drive around looking at campers or pickups or something. So besides his job, and yeah, so he gets along, and all his job coaches have been so good with him.
They've been fantastic.
Yeah. And he counts on him a lot, you know, if there's a problem. And if he doesn't really want to call and explain, sometimes the job coach will call us and tell us, you know, what's going on, so we can all kind of work together. And then Jesse feels better too if more of us know he doesn't really want to have a bad day, and then he wants us to know right away if he's got a bad day and how we can maybe help him. And yeah, so we all put our heads together.
And he really values what that job coach has to say, because that means a lot to him. We would try to explain to him, you know, you only bring maybe one sandwich in his lunch instead of 3 or 4 or you know, maybe even 5. And you know, the thing is, we could talk till we're blue in the face, but that job coach suggests something, and it's just amazing. He goes with it, and pretty soon it's all good again.
Yes.
But yeah, it's all been working really well, and I don't know what else to say, but that's...
I think Jesse's story is one that he's done a great job at all the places, but they just didn't have quite everything that he needed. And as we got closer and closer, he really has all the things that he needs in the experiences he has now. And it's really been wonderful to see, but it also is such a great encapsulation of what Trillium Works does, is that we're constantly striving to hear and listen and get people to what they want to do and what they want to be. And as those things change, because we're all always constantly growing and maturing and learning more and changing who we are, that as those things change, we grow and we mature and we strive right alongside people. And I think that's where Jesse's story is so cool and such a great depiction of what we do, because we've been able to do it in tandem with him and as a team with him. And I think, you know, my 18 years being part of Jesse's journey has been, you know, some of the best 18 years of my life, because you get to see somebody really strive and succeed at what they want to be.